was supposed to be a simple weekend getaway. Just 4 friends. Mark, Lisa, Jake, and Emma. Escaping the chaos of the city for a remote cabin deep in the woods. Mark had found the place online. Secluded, peaceful, surrounded by nature. Perfect. Or so they thought. The drive up was uneventful. But as they neared the cabin, the GPS started acting strange. The blue dust spun in circles. Roads vanished from the map, and a heavy fog rolled in. Guess we're off the grid, Jake muttered, half joking. No one laughed. The cabin was exactly as described. Rustic, wooden, and eerily silent. Too silent. Even the usual sounds of the forest, chirping birds, rustling leaves, were missing. They brushed it off, unpacked, and settled in. But as night fell, the unease grew. It started with whispers, soft at first, almost like the wind sighing through the trees. But it wasn't the wind. The voices had a rhythm, a cadence, like a conversation just out of earshot. Lisa was the first to hear them. Guys, do you hear that? Mark shrugged. Probably just the trees. Trees don't whisper names, she said, her voice tight. Silence. Then, through the walls of the cabin, a whisper slithered in. Emma. Emma recoiled. That was my name. Jake laughed nervously. Okay, not funny. Who's messing around? No one answered. The night deepened, and the whispering grew persistent. It circled the cabin, pressing against the windows, slipping under the doors. The voices weren't human. Too layered, too many speaking at once. Then, at exactly 3:07 a.m., the whispering stopped. Silence, thick and unnatural. For a moment, they thought it was over, until they heard the footsteps. Heavy, slow, dragging. They came from the forest, crunching through the underbrush. The steps stopped just outside the door. A knock. Soft, then louder. Jake grabbed a flashlight and, against better judgment, inched toward the window. He peeked through the curtain and gasped. What? Lisa whispered, gripping his arm. Jake swallowed hard. There's something out there, but it's not moving. The others crowded around, staring at the thing standing at the edge of the tree. A silhouette, unnaturally tall, with elongated limbs and a head that twitched every few seconds. Its face wasn't a face at all, just a gaping black void, shifting and writhing as if trying to form expressions. Then it moved, not like a person, but like a puppet on broken strings, lurching forward in jerky, unnatural movements. And as it moved, the whispering returned, louder, desperate, crawling into their skulls. Mark bolted for the door. We need to leave. Now. They barely had time to grab their keys before Lisa screamed. Emma turned just in time to see Lisa lifted off the ground by something unseen. Her body twisted in the air, as if pulled by invisible hands. Help me, she shrieked. They grabbed her, yanking her back just as the unseen force threw her against the wall. She collapsed, gasping, trembling. We need to run. Mark shouted. They sprinted to the car, shoving inside, locking the doors. Mark fumbled with the keys, hands shaking. The engine stuttered, refusing to start. The whispering swelled. Now inside the car, around them, inside them. The thing stood just beyond the headlights, its body contorting, its mouth splitting open in an impossible grin. Then the engine roared to life. Mark slammed the gas. The tires screeched, and they tore down the dirt road. The whispering followed. Even as the creature vanished in the rearview mirror, they felt it, watching, listening. They didn't stop until they reached the city, until the first light of dawn painted the sky. The whispers faded. The nightmare was over, or so they thought, because that night, as Emma lay in bed, she heard it again. Soft, familiar, right next to her ear. Emma,